When I was looking to get my own place, all I wanted was purple curtains, red light, and vaulted ceilings so I could summon the devil. That way, when I come in from the world of lights, I can make it dark in my demon den. I like to spend time in the dark. I want to talk about ways that it can help you to increase your astral senses. So some of the things that I like to do is I like to keep the lighting in the home low lighting. And like even while I'm cooking in the kitchen, I have like a little tap light that I turn on when I need to check the food and stuff. But typically I like to keep it low light, or I like to turn off all the lights and put in candles. Spending time in candlelight is a really good way to start connecting with the spiritual before your ritual. So it's a good way to start blending the mundane with the spiritual before you go into ritual. Because let's face it, sometimes it's a little bit hard to get transitioned from the mundane, your matrix, into your ritual. But it's good to blend worlds. It is. And it's also good to start focusing on the ritual, getting prepared, mentally prepared, physically and spiritually prepared for the ritual before it even begins. So one way to do that is to start getting ready while you're doing the mundane, which could be like cooking or doing laundry, normal things like that. And do it in the low lighting, or do it in the candlelight. Something else that I like to do is I like to take pitch black showers. And I like to have like peaceful, dark Victorian piano, classical music that helps me get ready for ritual. Perhaps even some dark, ominous, demonic music in the shower as well. Depends on my mood, I guess. And so I like to take a dark shower. I started doing dark showers when I was working with Lucifuge, Cal. He was the one actually, when I was working with him, I started spending time in the darkness. Now Lucifuge Cal can help you to open your mind's eye. In Sphere 3 Satarial, that's what happens, is you open your mind's eye and the dark star circuits. And so spending time in the dark will help your mind's eye to open up, and once it's open, it increases its abilities to perceive the spirits, right? And we can perceive the spirits much more easily if we're in the dark or we're in the candlelight. So that's why there's a couple of reasons why people use candles in ritual. The flame is energy, and so it's a good offering. And also it brings the access of the demons into our world. And also the candlelight is a good way to light up your ritual space. It doesn't bother your mind's eye. Your mind's eye could still perceive the spiritual, and then you could still write and draw and read your incantations. So spending time in the dark is a good way to prepare for ritual. And you should make a point to do it. The dark shower is a good recommendation that I have for you, because you have to take a shower every day, and also it'll help you to relax, to relieve stress. It will literally take you from your mundane life, blending you, transitioning you into getting ready for ritual. And it'll help relieve stress as well. So spending time in the dark will help you increase your astral senses. It will help you to connect with the spiritual more easily. You can do rituals with the lights on, but I would suggest maybe like a colored light that you associate with the spirit that you're working with, but keep it low if you wanted to. I just think that candlelight and complete darkness is best. Sometimes I like to start out my ritual in complete darkness and start chanting before I even start lighting the candles. In fact, I might even light the incense before I light the candles. You should eventually, over time, your astral senses will get strong enough to where you can see the spirit in the darkness. You can see darkness upon darkness. Your mind's eye will get that sharp, that strong sense. It will be able to see. Your mind's eye is such a beautiful tool. It literally is the number one tool that we use in ritual invocation of spirits. And so you want to exercise that muscle. It's not a muscle, but essentially that's what you want to do. You want to exercise it by spending time in the dark. You could do exercises where you close your eyes and you just sit and you visualize your ritual space. You could do this before bed if you don't have time for a ritual. This is part of foundational work where right before bed, just lay there and see your world with your eyes closed. That is a really good way when you don't have enough time to do a ritual to exercise your mind's eye. It helps with visualization. Visualization is another tool, a big one that we use in ritual. That visualization is how we can blend our worlds further as well. And you could, if you're, in a dark movie theater, try opening your snacks or whatever without looking down. That's something that I was doing when I was working with Lucifuge, is I started doing exercises where I would get dressed in the darkness after the shower, open things without looking, draw on the candles before I light them, without any lights on. And so it's like I can't see it, but my mind's eye can. I'm exercising the mind's eye. And that's why you should spend time in the dark. If you want to increase your astral senses of seeing and perceiving, even feeling, it'll strengthen all of them, I feel like, to spend time in the dark. So I just wanted to give this recommendation to you guys who are trying to get better at your ritual invocations and evocations. So when you have 20 minutes, try some of these exercises. When you feel like you don't have time for a ritual, you do have time for foundational work. I assure you, you do. You just have to make a point to put it in your day. Blending the spiritual and the mundane, I feel it helps the human. It helps. We're spiritual beings. We are a spirit more than we are a human, right? So we need it. We need to blend the worlds. And spending time in the dark is a way to do that. Before ritual, during ritual, after ritual, before bed, in the morning even. You have the time. You just have to make a point to do it. Darkness, baby.